VHSO Cares, a program brought to you by the veterans and staff of the Veterans Healthcare System of the Ozarks, VHSO for short. I'm Laura Mortensen. I'm the Veterans Health Education Coordinator, and today we're going to be talking about Heroes on the Water, and I have Craig Shelton with me to tell us about the program. Thanks for being here, Craig.
Well, thank you for having me.
So tell us about Heroes on the Water. Sounds like a great program.
Well, Heroes on the Water now has been in existence now for 10 years. Jim Dolan is the founder of it, and he was a pilot, and after he got out and started flying commercial airplanes, he had a lot of stress and everything. He was trying to figure it out, so somebody invited him to go kayak fishing. Kayak fishing. And he found out how much it made him feel, how much better he felt when he came in at night. So he invited some other guys, and he just started seeing how it was helping everybody. So he did it quite a few times, and all of a sudden Heroes on the Water started. And it was ran the first 7 years off the kitchen table.
How cool.
Jim is still a big part of it. He stepped down as the head guy, but me and Jim were just like brothers, and I tell you what, him and his wife, they do care. But besides that, the program also, what sits around is all kayak fishing. But with kayak fishing, there's a lot of benefits that come from it. We get our vets out there and our first responders, and we put them in kayaks. And there's so much things that happen out there on that water. One, they find the calmness. Two, they find resilience. Resilience.
Yeah.
And it's camaraderie, because it's all of us, or most of us are vets that are the volunteers. We have a lot of volunteers that aren't vets. It takes quite a few people to put one of these on, but we make our groups really small. We only take out like 10 vets at a time, and we do it once a month. If we get more vets, we'll do it twice a month. But right now we're doing it once a month. And the volunteers, you got a guide that goes with you on the water, and you guys can fish or here by yourselves, or you guys can fish all in one group. That way it brings it back. And you can sit there and talk on that water about anything. And the big thing we say when you go on the water, what's set on the water stays on the water. You know, we talk about everything out there, about our past and the future and everything else. And the bonus is we get to catch fish.
Yeah, cool. And especially with Northwest Arkansas having a lot of lakes and rivers, I suppose there's great places to go.
Yeah, there is a lot of great places. There'll be 3 events in Fayetteville, there'll be 3 events in Solomon Springs, and 2 up in Bentonville, or Bella Vista.
Bella Vista, okay. On the lakes, and then do you do some river fishing also?
We don't do much river fishing. A lot of our vets that I've dealt with in the past and everything, when they are wounded and stuff, it's a little hard for them to work currents. So we use calm lakes. But we get out there, we catch perch, we catch bass, you know, and we have a ball. At the very end of our event, you come in and we get to feed you. So now the VA, we're working with the VA so much, and by getting into the VA and helping the VA, and the VA is going to help us, I tell you what, it's a good partnership all the way around.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So let's kind of talk to veterans who could be watching this, and maybe they're not sure about kayak fishing. Maybe they've never seen kayak fishing. Maybe they're kind of afraid of the water. Kind of maybe do like a basic what they should expect.
The greatest thing I can tell you is my wife is definitely scared of water. And it took me a couple times getting around the water with her on a kayak, and now she kayaks like a fish.
Does she?
Because she figured out that as long as you keep your head inside that kayak, you know, you got your outside edges, that's your walls.
So maybe tell veterans, maybe who are not familiar with this, what it's like to get into a kayak, and how do you get it from the dock or the shore, or how does that work?
We put you in the kayak while you're still on ground, right at the edge of the water. I slide you right down into the water, and I'm standing right next to you. I'll push the kayak around, get you used to it. And once you get used to it and you start paddling, you're with a guide, and you're going to take off. You're going to go fishing. We set you up with a rod with bait and everything, and your job is to go out there and relax and catch fish.
That sounds wonderful.
Back on shore, you know, I usually I get to go on water once in a while, but I'm so busy on shore, making sure everything's going good. But we got radios and the whole 9 yards, so we keep in
Okay.
contact, know what's going on out there in the water. And every once in a while, somebody forgets what they're doing, they go swimming. But we get them right back up in the kayak.
Okay. So it sounds like individuals who maybe haven't kayaked before are able to overcome any kind of
yeah.
challenges with being in a kayak for the first time.
And I tell you, it's simply amazing. Once they get in that kayak and they take off, they'll go out in the kayak all morning fishing and stuff. They'll come back in to eat. We have a few of them go, can we go back out?
Aw, really?
And we said, yeah, it's your day, go right ahead.
Yeah.
And they go back out and fish for a little bit longer, then
Wow.
they come back in and we load everything up. What's nice about it, we do a lot of team building. You know, it's
Okay. Tell us some about that.
team building is we help set everything up. Even our vets, they help set everything up. And when everything gets all done, if they feel like it, they can help tear everything down. By doing that, being old military and stuff, team building's a big thing. And if you work with your team all the time and learn how to do all this stuff, because like in my program, I had guys that didn't really like going out in kayaks.
They didn't like going on?
There's Navy guys, can you believe that?
Okay.
But they loved the logistics of it.
Okay.
So their big job was setting everything up, making sure everything got to the water, got back up.
So they weren't going out, they were just helping
They
other
were just
people
helping.
with setting
They
up?
went out a
and-
few times, you know, but if people are really uncomfortable with kayak, we have fishing from shore too. We'll have a guide that goes with you and you fish from shore, you know,
Okay.
if you're
good
scared
to
of the
know.
water.
Okay.
We
Tell us about equipment.
Equipment. All the equipment we got we're real simple. We have the kayak and the seat and everything. You get a nice fishing rod. Normally all we do is just set it up with a hook and bobber, and that way it's really simple to go out and catch fish that way. And the ideal is it's really not about catching the fish. It's about spending the day on the water.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing is the fish is just a bonus.
Okay.
Now, if somebody catch a fish bigger than I do, I'm a little upset, but you know.
I bet.
But we have one or two of us will go out there and paddle around, and they take pictures and everything. But we don't try and make it no big production thing. It's really low key.
That's good to know. That
Families are more than welcome. I mean, we're a
Okay.
big family-oriented thing because if you have PTSD, your whole family's got PTSD.
good point.
And we have people that will watch kids if they don't want to go on the water, but most of the kids want to go on the water. And
So they can go out in kayaks also?
yeah, they can go out with the folks. We'll fix it up so they can go out too.
Wow. Okay.
We have little bitty kids that'll sit between the parents' legs and stuff. And we got life vests for everything. We got life vests for your service animal.
Really?
Yeah, we got small, medium, large, because we have a lot of our vets showing up with service animals, and we want to
That's a
make sure
good
that the
point.
service animal is taken care of just as well as our hero.
Wow. That's wonderful.
So that's things that we're going. We got adapted gear, so if you can't got the grip to paddle, we got stuff that'll hook on your wrist, that hooks on the paddle, and they pop right on, pop off. So when you want to get loose of the paddle, you got to just move your hand a little bit forward, and they pop right off. But that way, helps with the grip.
Okay, so now that you brought that up about adaptive gear and gearing all this to different individuals, what about people with mobility issues or folks who are in wheelchairs? How does that work for them?
Very good. I've taken a lot of guys out in wheelchairs. I mean, took out a quadriplegic and he caught a fish.
That's
He
amazing.
had just enough movement in his arm that we actually rigged him up with. We hooked 3 kayaks together, put him in the center kayak. We had to throw a line out, but we had him so he couldn't, because the kayak he's in the sea had arms like this, so he wouldn't fall out. And he could move his arm just enough to reel, and he pulled his own fish in. But I've dealt with a lot of amputees.
Okay.
If they don't want to take their device out with them, prosthesis, we can center the kayak out. Like if it's one leg that's missing,
Okay.
and they get in the kayak and it's a little bit crooked, we put a gallon of water on this side, and it levels the kayak right back out.
Because you're starting them on land, and so they're assisted into the
Yep.
kayak or lifted in there, and then you can kind of slide them in and make adjustments as they
Yep.
go into the water.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And at every one of our events, I always give a safety briefing on how everything works. If you have problems, all you got to do is pick your kayak, paddle up and wave it,
Okay.
and all this stuff. And another big thing, we show people how to fish while we're sitting there on the bank.
Okay.
You know, just give them an idea of what we do. Because most of the guys that are your guides all fish this area. They know how to fish this area. If you don't know how to fish, my gosh, you might end up catching a fish that day.
That's kind of cool. That's pretty cool.
But we have a lot of fun. It's
Yeah.
really a fun event. We have guys and gals out there all the time.
So it sounds like it's a full day.
It is. We try to run like from 8 in the morning to like noon. But if we're
Okay.
having a good day, we just keep right on going.
Wow.
You
And
know?
then you have a cookout or something after?
Well, we'll do it at noon. We'll do the cookout at noon. Then after they eat, if they're wore out and want to go home, that's fine. If they want to go out back out, there's no pressure. We'll just hang out and fish for a while longer.
What a great opportunity to be introduced to kayak fishing with experts who are out there and obviously working on ensuring your safety. I think this is really exciting. Okay, so that brings something else up too. You told me a story about veterans who have maybe balance or mobility issues. After they're in the kayak, they get back out and something happens.
We found this out mostly with TBI patients,
Which is?
traumatic brain injuries.
Okay.
In my program, the traumatic brain injury people, if you ever watch one walk, they kind of walk a little bit off because their whole world's been rocked.
Definitely.
But every time I put them in a kayak, within the first 10 paddles, they'll flip their kayak.
Okay. I was wanting you to tell a good story about this. Okay.
But you're always in water about this deep. You know, you're not.
Okay. Okay. So it's
But
not out
we
in
get
the
them
middle
back
of
in
the
the
lake
kayak,
Okay.
and something after hitting that water, it straightens their whole world out. They get back in the kayak, and man, they just take off like a pro. And they'll paddle out there all day and fish and stuff.
Wow.
We come back in, and there was actually Patty that noticed it one day. She was standing up there above the beach when we was all coming in, and we had two severely TBI patients. They both got out of the kayak. They helped carry the kayaks up. When they walked away, they was walking straight as an arrow.
Really?
And so I started watching it. And when they showed up for the event, you know, you can see that they're kind of weaving just a little bit as they walk. But when we get done, they just take off walking normal. And it got so noticeable that even the counselors started noticing and go, my gosh, she says,
Wow.
this is really helping.
And I guess they would need a fishing license, correct?
Yeah, they need a fishing license. With Arkansas, they don't recognize, you know, if you're a veteran, you can go and get a cheaper fishing license.
Okay.
But you gotta have a fishing license.
Okay, just wherever they sell fishing licenses,
Yeah.
just to, do folks usually go ahead and get a season?
Yeah, they
fishing
usually
license
get
for
a
the
season,
Okay.
yeah.
So
They-
you
if they
do
live
have to have
here.
a fishing license to come out for Heroes on the Water. Although you could just come out and
Hang
see an
out.
event and watch and help out, and you make it put to work, it sounds like, which
Yeah.
is pretty cool, so.
And we sit around and do a lot of talking after and before, you know, and just visiting about everything. Because one nice thing about if you've been around Heroes on the Water, everybody's got a story. And probably the story in my head the most is I took a buddy out. We knew he was in bad shape. We took him out on the Gulf, went fishing. He caught fish all day. And he was smiling, joking a little bit. But he was self-medicating himself with alcohol. He went through a lot of things. And so we waited about a week, and I gave him a yell. I said, come on, let's go fishing again. And then we took him back out in the water. And we fished all day. I got home that night, and dropped him off, and I went on home. And I just got out of the shower, and I'm sitting there. Phone rings, and it was his wife. And she called me and says, I want to thank you. I said, what for? She says, my husband came home today. So that's one of those ones that just,
Yeah,
but I was just dumbfounded. Like, cool.
yeah,
You know, what do you say to somebody?
yeah.
But I tell you, that's how this whole program works. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Veteran to veteran, giving back to other veterans and helping each
Yep.
other.
And I tell you, if I can ever get you out there on the water, your whole life's going to change. I mean, it's so much fun.
It sounds, I'm planning on coming out too. It sounds wonderful.
And it's everything that my heart thinks about.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else you want to tell the audience about Heroes on the Water?
They'll see you soon.
That's great. I like that. Cool.
But that's it.
Okay. Well, I really
and easy.
appreciate you being here. This is the best way to promote this, and we'll have this out on TV, and folks can. Thank you for watching VHSO Cares, and I want to thank Craig Shelton for being here talking about Heroes on the Water. You have an open invitation to come out and do some kayak fishing. Bring your fishing license, that's very important. And I'll have all the contact information and the website, the link to
Yeah,
your Facebook page,
Facebook page.
and other information. And I'll have my contact information if you have questions, and we would love to see you out there. It's just another program available in our community to help veterans, and veterans helping one another. So thank you for watching.
And thank you for letting me come.
I'm delighted to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.